Dude, if you are seeing this video, my hair is so cute right now. It's because I was practicing doing my hair because I wanted to do like an updo type of thing. Anywho, what's up, my beautiful peeps? Welcome back to Liz Talks Vibes podcast, and I hope you guys are ready for these positive vibes. Let me get a little drink on before I start the episode. I've been pretty thirsty. It's because it's been pretty warm and I feel like I just need some hydration. So I've been drinking lots of juice. I have juice in here. Celery juice. Make sure to check out my mugs. The link is going to be in the description box below. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. It's all good vibes. And it's just a little reminder, like, dude, this is a positive affirmation. It's to get you thinking about self-love, for you to start thinking on ways on how to practice self-love, how to take care of yourself. So in today's episode, I'm gonna be talking about feelings, your emotions. A lot of you guys are afraid of your feelings. I know I used to be afraid to feel. I had all these emotions and it would just get me feeling very negative. And I also didn't like how I would give control to others over my feelings a lot. So that's why I would numb myself. I used alcohol to escape and numb myself, to numb my feelings, because I didn't want to feel. I didn't want to feel angry or sad or resentment or anything like that. Not even happiness, because I didn't think I deserved happiness back then because my life was so shitty. So I was like, how can I feel happy? But that was me. That used to be my old mindset. We all get to feel. We have these emotions for a reason. We just need to stop letting those feelings consume us. You need to learn to stop acting on your feelings, especially if they're negative. You might feel angry and you automatically want to act out. You want to get revenge. You're feeling resentment and you're just feeling all this anger. I'm not telling you not to feel it. Feel it. If you feel like screaming, scream. If you feel like crying, crying. We all take feelings differently. Some people cry when they're happy. Other people cry when they're mad. So it just depends however you are. But you need to find a healthy way to let it out. If you need to punch a pillow, punch a pillow. Don't punch another person. If you feel like cussing, saying all these things, don't say it to the person. Write it down and then burn the letter. Whatever works for you, works for you. But you want to let it out. I do not want you to hold in your feelings, because that's going to manifest these physical symptoms inside your body, and it's going to create blockages. You're not going to be flowing. You're just going to be tensed and have all these buildups, all this energy buildup, and you don't want that. And you know what? I also came to terms with that. We have feelings to learn. We learn a lot from feelings. I know I have learned a lot, and I'm still learning through my feelings, and we just have to let go. Feelings help you let go, to let go of feelings, to let go of the past, to let go of people, just to let go and release. Even with positive emotions, you want to learn to experience it, to take it in, and then let it go, because you're just going to want to hold on to that, and you're not going to allow yourself to go through any other joyful moments. You might not think you're going to receive anything more positive. You might feel like this thing happening right now is the only thing that's going to ever make you happy, so you're not going to allow yourself to be happy if anything else happens, or to receive any more joy in your life. That might not be the happiest moment in your life. You'll have tons of other happy moments in your life instead of that just one moment. So don't hold on to it. Let it go. That way you can experience other happy moments in your life. Emotions also help you build yourself, build a positive mindset, build boundaries. It helps you set these boundaries, you guys. I know that feelings have helped me a lot with setting boundaries. Feelings are great. Stop looking at feelings as something negative or being afraid of your feelings. Feel them, learn from them, build boundaries, set boundaries, build that mindset, build motivation, build confidence, and let these feelings go. Just let everything go. You want to flow with life. You don't want to hold on to things. You don't want to live in the past. You don't want to worry about the future. You want to live in the present moment. Feelings helped me learn a lot about myself. It helped me understand why certain things made me feel a certain way, why I was so angry all the time, why I hated myself, why I felt so much resentment. I digged deep. I went in and I learned a lot about my past, what it truly meant, not what happened or whatever, but what it meant to me, and why did I react a certain way to it. I kept getting these triggers And I learned where these triggers were coming from, what the trauma was, what I needed to heal. So that's why feelings are very important, because it allows you to go deep. Instead of just even pushing those feelings away, don't push them away. Feel them and go in deep. Like, if you feel angry, if somebody's making you angry, ask yourself, why am I feeling angry? Does this remind you of a past situation, of a past experience? Is it something that you just don't like, so you want to let them know? You don't want to scream at them or, argue, whatever, but just let them know. That's where you build a boundary. And when you learn what triggers you, you start healing that. You learn that there's really nothing to be afraid of with your feelings or anything. You become more vulnerable. That really helped me become more vulnerable, because I just, I felt how I felt. I am me. These feelings make us who we are. Like, I'm very sentimental. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I learned that that's just me. That's just who I am. And I'm going to express myself like that. I'm very vulnerable now. And I used to just hide it all the time, where I thought people were going to think that I'm too sensitive, that I overreact. But that's me. That's me. And I learned to love myself, to love that side of me, to love my feelings. You have to love your feelings, appreciate them, and let them go. I don't hold on to them. I really learned to express myself, to express certain feelings. When I started expressing love towards myself and just love in general, I liked that. It made me feel good. It made me learn why it was that I wasn't loving me. Why I was hating so much, why I was hating myself. And it felt amazing. I let it be. I was scared. I don't even know. Was I scared? I worried too much about people judging me and judging my feelings. But you shouldn't worry about that. You feel however you want to feel. People might tell you you're overreacting, that you're being too sensitive. It really helps you learn who you are. I used to be against, I don't want to say I used to be against romance, but I saw it negatively because of all the, I don't even want to call it romance that was around me, but the relationships around me, it was very toxic. I didn't really believe in romance because I'm such a romantic person. And it's not even just being romantic with another individual, it's being romantic with yourself. Like, I'm romantic with myself all the time. And it makes me feel good. And the romance books that I read, like, I'm such a romantic person, you guys. And I learned that about me. I never thought I would be that type of person. I never thought I would read in general, but read romance novels, I thought it was like too cheesy. I love it. It's all these things that you learn about yourself, what you like to do, what you love to do, what makes you happy. Feelings are very important. Pay attention to them. Always pay attention to your feelings and ask yourself how you're feeling, why this makes you feel some type of way. Feelings will help you build boundaries to protect your peace, to protect yourself, to protect your energy, to maintain happy. When you react to feeling mad or sad, when somebody says something to you or does something, that's your reaction. It's not really them making you mad or sad, it's you. Because it's your reaction. It's how you react to things, to people. But that's where you need to ask yourself, okay, why am I feeling sad and why does this make me angry? And you will go in deep and you'll realize, well, it's me. Because I'm reacting to it. I'm giving them control. I'm not saying don't feel it, feel it. If they say something, let's say rude or whatever, and it makes you sad, it makes you angry, okay. But this is where you stand up for yourself and build a boundary. Like, if this is a friend, you set a boundary and let them know, hey, I don't like when you say this to me, when you do this to me, when you don't appreciate me, when you don't value my time. You set a boundary. You set a boundary with yourself where you don't allow yourself to interact with these certain individuals, where you just stop hanging out with this person. In those situations, that's where it helps you build a boundary. Instead of being angry at yourself for always saying yes to somebody else, set the boundary. Set the boundary for you where you say no, where you learn to say no. And you let this person know. You just let them know what's up. Whatever boundary it is, set the boundary. Because that way you protect yourself. You protect your happiness and your peace. You don't want people to take advantage of you, to take advantage of your energy, to take advantage of your time. When I was in this really dark place, I was in a really dark place mentally. I was very at war with myself. There were negative emotions and I was having all these negative thoughts. And it would lead to anxiety. That's where I developed anxiety after I went sober. Well, not completely sober, but when I was letting go of each substance, I wasn't escaping like that anymore. I wasn't numbing myself. I wasn't numbing my feelings, and everything came up. And I was like, what do I do with this? And you guys, I have never experienced anxiety like that. Never. It was the substances, all the alcohol that I drank that led to anxiety. And having all those feelings, I didn't know what to do with them. And what I ended up doing was just letting it go. Because it was all these negative things. It was all this resentment, all this anger, where I just had to let it go. I had to let it go in order to move on. Like, why was I holding on to that? Why was I holding on to the past? There's no reason to hold on to the past. I let go of those feelings. I let go of people. I let go of just everything that wasn't serving me good, that was negative. And it hurt. Letting go of people. That desire of change, of positive change, and of growth was bigger than all that. Because I wanted that. And I knew that I had to let go of people. I had to let go of an old version of myself. I was willing to do that. You have to sacrifice things in order to grow, in order to move on to the next step, in order to become a better version of you. I had all these feelings because I never processed them. I never gave myself time to process them. I would feel anger and I would immediately go to have a drink. I had never processed my emotions in a healthy way, my past emotions. And it was all of that. It was all past emotions that I still held on to. It was present emotions, and it was emotions even about the future, because I was just worrying about the future. I was thinking so negatively about my future because I was just doing negative things. I was coming to that realization where it was just, I was doing negative things, negative habits, and they were going to lead to a negative future. So that's where I started to change, because I wanted to change that. I had to take action too. You can think positively, but you have to do positive. It's hard when you are trying to make the transition. And what I found that worked for me was to start doing positive actions, which led to me having a positive mindset and actually thinking positively, because it was hard, you guys. Like, dude, I was at this war and it was just so crazy. The anxiety was literally so bad because, anxiety is really just worrying about the future. It's thinking negatively about the future, thinking the worst. And it's really yourself making you feel like that, because it's you thinking like that. You're thinking about something that's not even here yet. You're worrying about something that hasn't even happened. And you don't even know if it's going to happen. It's actually really crazy. Your mind is very, very powerful. I had all these emotions coming up. I had to, process them. And that's what I did. Dude, it was so much work. I was doing so much healing. I was trying all these exercises to let go of these feelings. I was meditating. I was journaling, writing letters. I was screaming. There was laughs here and there. There was lots of crying. It was just, so freeing to just feel. And even with the past emotions, they were still there because I hadn't let them go. I hadn't felt them because I was just numbing myself. So I was feeling it. I was feeling it all. And during all that, during feeling them, there was a lot of reflection too. Just reflecting on how I responded to that before. It made me feel stronger. And I saw myself with lots of courage and lots of potential to become better, because I was actually feeling it now. I was allowing myself to feel instead of numbing myself and worrying about what others were going to think about me for feeling a certain type of way towards a certain event, towards whatever. But I just stopped giving a fuck, because I wanted change and I wanted to be free. I wanted to feel my emotions and I wanted to let them go. Don't ever be ashamed of feeling any certain way towards anything, towards anybody. You feel however you want to feel. Who cares how others are going to see you, what they're going to say? People react differently to a same situation. There's no right or wrong feelings about somebody, about something. Our feelings are very different. My feelings towards something might be very different than your feelings towards that. My feelings towards a person might be very different than your feelings towards the same person. We're just very different, and we shouldn't compare our feelings. We feel however we want to feel. And that's why it's like when people are trying to tell you how you feel, that's another thing too. When people were just trying to tell me how I feel, that's where I felt I was giving them lots of control over my feelings. When people ask you, why are you mad? Why are you sad? Like, how do you know I'm mad? How do you know I'm sad? And I would be like, well, you think I'm mad? Well, now I'm going to be mad. And that, you shouldn't react like that. You should let them know. Build a boundary. I didn't like that. I didn't like when people told me that, where they automatically assumed I felt a certain type of way. So I built a boundary. I didn't like it. And I didn't like it because it would take me back, because I felt like they were being manipulative. I felt anger towards me because It was just me allowing myself to feel what they said I was feeling. A lot of people would assume that I would just get mad because I used to be a very angry little girl. And I didn't like that either. I didn't like how they still saw me like that. And if they still saw me like that, I would explain to them that I'm not like that. You know, it's like, why are they assuming that? And they say, oh, well, I know you this and that. Like, you don't know me. You don't know how much I've changed. You don't know what I have been through, what I'm going through, how I'm feeling. You are not me. You don't feel what I am feeling. And a lot of people just didn't get the picture, and they would still automatically assume I'm feeling a certain type of way. So I let those people go. I built a boundary, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to allow nobody to automatically assume I'm feeling a certain type of way. I'm not going to deal with that. And I'm not going to over explain myself either. If they see it like that, that's on them. There can be multiple reasons why you are not expressing your emotions, where you're not just screaming, crying, laughing, being happy whenever you feel like feeling those emotions. Maybe because your emotions weren't accepted as a child. When you're a kid and you fall or something, you hurt yourself. What do you feel like doing? You're in pain. You feel like crying. And then what do the parents say? Don't cry. People are going to see you. People are going to think you're weak, this and that. And that's where you build that mentality of, oh, I can't cry because I'm going to be seen as weak. Like, no, crying doesn't mean you're weak. It's the cycle. Parents that do that, probably their parents were like that too. And it's time to break those cycles, because you don't want to then be telling your kids that. You don't want them to think that crying means that they are weak, because that's not true. Then they're going to have difficulties expressing their emotions, expressing crying. They're not ever going to want to cry, and they're going to create blockages. Their energy is not going to be flowing right, and they're going to develop physical symptoms because of those blockages that have been created inside. Your upbringing has a lot to do with why you don't express your feelings, why you're afraid to express your feelings, why you're trying to numb yourself. Maybe you were like me and started numbing your feelings at a very young age in order to just not feel anything. That's not the way to go. It just makes things worse. Your feelings are going to come up again, and 10 times, 10 times that original feeling, 10 times worse. I didn't want to feel anything because of how my upbringing was, of why not to feel a certain way, because girls shouldn't get angry. And that's one mistake that a lot of parents sadly do. And it's again because probably what they went through, how they grew up, what their parents told them about their feelings. It's time to heal. You need to heal that. That's why we need to heal. Don't avoid your feelings. Feel them. Let your emotions be. Let your emotions come up, because that's the first step to letting go. You want to feel them and then ask yourself, why are you feeling like this? And you want to let them go in a healthy way and see, is there anything I need to learn from this? Any boundaries I need to set? Like, what can I do about this? Even if you have to go back to old feelings, let them come up, feel them, because they're still in here, and you want to be able to move on and let them go. How are you going to enjoy things, enjoy life, and be in the present moment if you're holding on to the past? You're holding on to past emotions. You're holding on to people from your past, onto past memories. You need to let go of people. They're from your past. You're growing, you're outgrowing them, and if they're not willing to grow, and if they're just holding you back, it's time to go. It's time for them to go. It's time to let them go. When you learn to just process your emotions and just feel, you'll be able to control your emotions. Being in control of your emotions is so powerful. You'll just protect yourself. You'll protect your peace, your happiness with future situations and just future people. You'll just know how to handle your emotions, how to handle anything that comes towards your way, how to react. You will probably not even react. No reaction is a reaction, and you just won't react negatively to how you used to. You'll learn how to handle your emotions and not let them take over. Not let them control you, not let them control your life. When you're having a conversation with somebody and you just need a moment, take a moment. Go outside, write. I used to carry a little journal with me, and I would just write however I was feeling. I'll write, I'll meditate, I'll do some breath work, scream. If I feel like crying, cry. I don't care about nobody judging me, because I'm going to let it out. I'm not going to hold it in for anybody. I'm not going to hide my true self. I'm going to express my authentic self, and that is practicing self-love, and that is practicing self-care. I'm taking care of me. I'm taking care of my feelings. I'm taking care of my body. I'm taking care of me spiritually, emotionally, mentally. I don't want to have this negative buildup inside of me. I don't want none of my chakras to be off balance. Like, you guys, when I used to not express my thoughts, my feelings, especially when I would hold in or cry so badly, I would feel something right here on my throat. But later on, I realized that it was my throat chakra. You guys, like, I don't know if you guys have ever felt this. When you just hold in a cry and you like feel this thing right here, dude, it's your throat chakra. Because I'm telling you, you manifest physical symptoms and it's creating this blockage, this buildup. You're not letting it flow. And I was like, dude, when I started learning about energies and all that, about the chakras, I was like, that is crazy. Like, it all made sense, and I don't want to feel like that ever again. I don't want to create blockages. I was like, I'm going to just express myself however I feel. When I was holding in back a thought or a feeling of not saying what I felt and what I thought about a certain situation, not speaking up for me, that also hurt me. That hurt my throat chakra because I'm not communicating the real me. I'm not communicating my thoughts and my feelings. That hurts. That hurts your chakra. And it's with any chakra. When I just didn't want to see things for how they were, my third eye, it's like I'd get this headache, my third eye telling me, dude, see it. Like, you're just playing all these things, all these scenarios. See it as it is. My intuition, I would have a feeling, your gut feeling. My intuition, it's the same thing. I'd get this feeling like, when I wouldn't follow my intuition and when I would fight it. It's very interesting, but it's crazy how it works. We don't see it as these things, but then when you learn about it, you're like, it makes sense. I was done hurting myself. I was done hiding my true self. I wanted to express me. I wanted to express my feelings, the real me, no matter what. I wanted to speak my truth, and with right now, with my podcast, I speak my truth. What's true to me. It might not be true to you. You might not relate to it. You might not find it, I don't know, useful. I don't know. I speak my truth from my experience, and that seems to hurt a lot of people. I don't know why. If it's my experience and it's my truth, it's my life, it shouldn't hurt you. I'm here to inspire, and I'm here to help my peeps love themselves. I'm here to help my peeps practice self-care, self-love, speaking my truth, my life, what I've been through, what has helped me become a better version of me. And I'm not at my best version. I'm documenting my journey, and I love talking about it. I love speaking my truth. I feel like if it helps out one person, it's amazing how much you can actually help somebody. Even you, if you're wanting to start a podcast or whatever it is, start it. Speak your truth. If you feel like you need to speak on a certain topic, speak on it. If you need to speak on your life, on your experiences, on your sobriety, on your self-love journey, on whatever it is that you want to speak on it. Express your feelings, okay? I express my feelings. Go follow the vibes on Threads. But on Threads, I speak my feelings, you guys. I speak my thoughts, and that literally seems to affect a lot of people in a bad way, which it's not my intention. My intentions are pure and they're positive. People get all defensive, it is what it is. I know that hate's there. Hate's always going to be there. I don't react to it. I protect my peace, my energy, my feelings. I express my feelings, and I'm going to express my feelings about certain topics. Shit I've been through. I'm going to express my feelings about alcohol, about weed, about coke, about escaping, about numbing my feelings. I'm going to speak on that because I experienced that. And I have feelings about them, and I'm going to express them. And if you don't like them, then that's on you. If you don't agree with me, that's perfectly fine. If you want to go speak on your feelings towards it, do it. It's time to express our feelings. I'm not afraid of my truth. Don't be afraid of your truth. And I appreciate you guys watching and listening to this episode. Follow the vibes on Threads. Follow the vibes on TikTok. Follow the vibes on Instagram. And make sure to check out my mugs. Make sure to go shop my mugs. Go get your mug. Go get the good vibes so you can speak good vibes to yourself and speak good vibes to others, my peeps. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. I'll talk to you guys in the next episode.